finally able to do it. I got my camera working again. I got the good camera working again, so you get me in HD. And we finally get Metal Gear Solid 3, one of the greatest games ever made. And I'm so excited. We talked about last time, there's so many secrets and hidden things and wonderful things in this game that I cannot wait to show you. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm not going to skip any of the talk and stuff. Just know there is a lot of story in here, and only about 50% of it's going to make any sense, because it's a Hideo Kojima game, which means half of it doesn't make sense to begin with. But I think it's worth getting the whole experience all in one. So let's talk about secrets right off the start here. You can actually control what's going on in the background. If you hold the R1 button, you get a sped up version. If you hold the R2 button, you get a slowed down version. You can change the background with L2, and you can zoom in, zoom out with L1. So kind of a neat little change of scenery if you want that. Let's see. Don't need anything in the special mode. If you go back in and out, you can get different colors of the camouflage too. And all those are based on the camouflages you can pick up in the game, so that is really cool as well. Options, we're going to do yes, blood. Yes, yes. Captions on. Perfect. So here's a fun little thing. If you select I like Metal Gear Solid 2, you get a special mask that is unobtainable with dialogue, so we are going to go with that special mask. And here we go. Hi, Bubble! I know it took me a while to get my stuff fixed, but it is fixed now.
This marked the beginning of the era.
So this is set during the Cold War. And this is one of my favorite games of all time. The music, the gameplay, the secrets, the everything is just incredible. How am I doing? I survived today. I finished the work that I needed to get done before I'm getting fired. So now it's a matter of just keeping busy for the next 2 weeks and 1 day. Which sounds like a dream, but honestly, it's going to be tough. There's not a whole lot of work to go around. Emmy, welcome in. Am I okay with leftovers tonight? I would love leftovers. That is completely fine with me. We can do all the leftovers. We got spaghetti. I assume we still have pumpkin stuff. We can eat all of the leftovers.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Welcome in, everyone. I love you, Emmy. Everyone called out today, and you're doing all their work. Like I said, Mondays can be good, because you're so busy, right? So busy you don't have to think about what you're doing. No leftovers, cook you food. I don't even know if we have stuff to cook, honestly. We needed to go grocery shopping a couple days ago.
Approaching release point. 10 minutes to drop off. Hey, are you deaf? He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Not quite putting out that cigar.
Depressurization complete. Checking oxygen supply. 6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
I am totally fine with leftovers.
Sunrise.
Listen to that music. It's so thrilling.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up. You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill. 1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
You're making the kiddo pizza tonight with pizza dough you have left over. He's gonna be so happy.
World's first
of course. Do you want the spaghetti or the steak and pasta? That is a tough choice. But I'm pretty sure you prefer steak and pasta, so I'll take the spaghetti, and then you can have the steak and the pasta.
Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spread your wings and fly. God be with you.
Dexter's here. Hello, Dexter. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think this is one of the secret cutscenes where you can go into first-person view and see the sky falling stuff. I don't remember that one quite. Apparently not. You're just gonna come home and pass out?
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light.
Like I said, there's a lot of story with this game.
No.
Half of it matters, maybe at most, but we're gonna enjoy the entire story together.
Officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission. Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB-754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same.
We've got to save the scientist.
On April 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin into orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket.
Did I tell him about Five Nights at Freddy yet? We have not talked about Five Nights at Freddy yet.
The head of the newly established design bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. There were so many things that were little things,
Call it a crisis.
and y'all know how much I like to nitpick things. But, like, so much didn't make sense. Like, the biggest thing that didn't make sense,
To the west.
and this is going to be minor spoilers, so minor spoilers,
Sokolov over the
is one of the people in the movie accepted a babysitting job
The security
for free
is still full of holes back.
so that they could be a spy for someone else and earn $200.
exhausted.
But they babysat for at least 2 weeks
2 weeks and more
with no pay
from the research
to earn $200. Like, they could have gotten a regular job and worked that 2 weeks and made more than $200. Like, I don't understand why they agreed to do that for $200. And one of the main plot points is the evil
Soviets
mother-in-law, stepmother, aunt, whoever she is, wants to take control of a child so that she can get those huge government stipend checks. And, like,
time he announced a name.
everyone knows the government stipend checks do not cover the cost of raising a child, right? She's going to spend more in clothes and food and everything. Like, you're not going to be rich because you're getting a government stipend check. Like, that plot point makes zero sense.
War. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and official channels to end the hair-trigger standoff.
Like, it...
On October the 28th,
Why would you try and kidnap a child for a government stipend check? That makes no sense.
but in order to get
And then
their missiles out,
there's a main character who's trying to protect the other main character, and you find out she knew all along who the murderer was and that the murderer was going to murder again, and she just didn't bring it up because...
strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse.
And they don't give a reason. She's decided, hey, I know who's killing people, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Despite being a cop, I'm just choosing not to do it. And like, it makes no sense. Why would you choose not to do it?
Get their hands on Sokolov.
The animatronics were cool, though. Like, the giant
Hell was he worth?
Freddy's and animatronics were cool. to see. Their movement was really great.
We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war.
But
We had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's.
yeah, it made no sense. It was a little too long. It wasn't scary at all. Like, there was no... They forgot the horror in the horror film. Like, there was no horror in there. So,
Then a month ago,
like, I think there was one jump scare, but that was about it.
yes, he was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question.
And the main character's motivation makes no sense either. He wants to take sleeping pills so that he can try and remember something in a dream to solve a case that's like 20 years old. Like, it makes no sense. This just in, Charlie hates something else.
Appears to be a new kind of nuclear.
I tried to give it a fair chance. I feel like I gave Five Nights at Freddy's an honest chance. I only want to see it for the animatronics. So if you do that, if you're only going to see it for the animatronics, you will enjoy it. The animatronics were great. There were some that were real animatronics. Some of them were like actors in a suit. Those were done phenomenally. The way they look, the texture, the crunchiness of them, all of that was very, very good. So, if you haven't been paying attention to the story, they're just basically going over the Cuban Missile Crisis and the Cold War. And essentially, there's a guy who wants to defect from Russia to the US. We need to go in and get him so that we can take his technology and win the Cold War with his rocket knowledge. So that's the important part of that 20-minute movie we just watched. The animatronics are fire. The parts where they are moving around a lot are actors in animatronic suits, but they were so cool. They were really cool. Also, like, in 10 minutes within the movie, they tell you that the animatronics aren't actually animatronics. It's ghost children possessing suits. And the main character's just like, oh, okay, that makes sense, sure. Like, they just accept it at face value. There's no, why do ghost children inhabit suits? How is that possible? You're telling me ghosts are real? Like, there's none. It's like, oh, yeah, of course, logical. Why wouldn't ghost children haunt a suit? Like, duh, everyone knows that. Like, they just treat it as a casual, everyday fact of the world.
Rescue Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talent?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20.
That's a real thing, by the way. They're talking about the Fulton recovery system. I don't know if it was actually tested, but it was an idea that they theorized where basically they would drop a balloon on you, it would inflate with helium and carry you into the sky, and then they would just grab it with an airplane as they're flying by and drag you out of the area.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
This game's going to take us a while to get through because there is a lot of movies. A lot of unnecessary cutscenes. This would be better for unemployment, but here we are. So this scene's really cool because it sets, like, it's the first time you're going to see Snake's face, and it's like, you know, the whole build up to this. Everyone was excited for it, but like I said, if at the beginning you select that you like Metal Gear Solid 2, it gives you a secret mask, and you don't get to see Snake's face. Instead, it reveals Raiden's face from Metal Gear Solid 2. and then you can use that mask for other cool things in the rest of the game. So it's kind of a cool little nod to people who like the other character, as well as you can use it for a couple fun little Easter eggs here and there. Alright, so we need to get our gear back. But we had to take 5 steps, which means time for a phone call.
You copy. You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major?
We're going to eat a lot of snakes in this game.
Let's see.
A lot of snakes. There's some fun things you can do with snakes also, so
Oh, and Snake.
Yeah,
we're going to play with the
Crew's
snakes.
not anymore. You can take off the disguise now.
good idea. This isn't right.
And you get that special bit of dialogue, so if you select and get the special mask, then you wear the Raiden mask and you get the special dialogue that says you can take off your disguise. There's Snake. Very cool. Look at those PS3 era graphics. That was impressive for the time, and now you're looking at it and it just looks so blocky. My futuristic radio.
Can you hear me, Major Tom? This is Snake. Kept you waiting, huh?
This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy.
We're going to be seeing a whole lot, because there's a lot of Easter eggs and fun things you can do once you get seen. So it's supposed to be a sneaking mission. This is going to be more Monty Python sneaking mission.
You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject.
Foreshadowing.
How exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered...
World's longest tutorial.
I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Go get your backpack. We're going on an adventure. I remember the controls are a little wonky for the game. It'll take a little bit of getting used to, but... This is when I talk about games, this is the worst offender of this, where it's like, move 5 seconds, watch a movie, move 5 seconds, watch a cutscene, move 5 seconds.
Equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission.
You're already playing through Spider-Man again.
For a while, your stamina
Are there alternate endings, or are you just doing it for fun?
If it gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get...
I have a problem, and I must 100% it on every difficulty. Whew, that is a problem. I do not think I could 100% pretty much any game anymore.
To find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Good luck, though.
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment...
We're going to leave a lot of traces of our presence.
The same goes for bullets and cartridges, too. Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission.
Again, we're going to be violating that.
In every sense of the word. And there'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long...
They're actually telling you stuff that you will use later in the game, but way later, like 10 hours in, you get captured and you can use the pill there. But they're telling you, 10 hours in the past.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She?
Hello, I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
It's really cool when you call paramedic. If you pick up like animals and stuff, she'll tell you like recipes on how to prepare the animal and like little factoids about them. So it's just really cool detail that when you find mushrooms and snakes and stuff, you can you can get little tidbits of information about them from her.
145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency.
There's also some secret frequencies you can listen to that just play music. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to play them because, Twitch and music and all that sort of thing. But you can just literally listen to jazz music for an hour and your character will heal. It's pretty
You
awesome.
remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
The boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. It's me. Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top...
And now we're going to get into relationship drama while we're literally in enemy territory trying to stop the war, save the world. But no, let's talk about abandonment issues.
Taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings...
Plot twist, she betrays you at the end, so you know they're just foreshadowing that entire thing, if you couldn't see it coming from a mile away.
Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission.
I would say spoiler alerts, but I'm pretty sure this game is like 15 years old now too, so...
Place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political...
Is it cold over there? We actually had frost the last 2 days already, so yeah, we've had our first frost already. Awful, but we made it through. And it's gonna warm up now for another week or so, and then it's gonna be back to the freezing.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top...
Boo cold. I don't mind it. Like, Emmy and I went for a drive the other day, and it was that perfect, like, really brisk and cold out. It really felt like a fall day going into winter. I really liked that, so, you know, I do like that cold, and it's good for, you know, snuggling up, watching movies, hot cocoa, all that sort of thing, so there are some perks to the cold, but it does suck, like, driving on the highway, worrying about random frozen patches and things like that, so... Bringing our first frost tonight was 78 on Friday, so this weekend was fall. First frost.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
They say we're going to get a pretty harsh winter this year, so I'm hoping for and expecting snow.
What is it?
Call me
Lots of snow.
Snake. Oh, right. Your code name is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit.
Again, we're in the middle of a war according to this game, and we just had like a 15-minute conversation about feelings, so, you know, time is of the utmost importance.
Backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
We don't want snow. Snow is... As long as you don't have to drive in it, you know, as long as you have shelter, snow is the best. It's great for pictures. I love how the world gets so quiet because the snow dampens all the sound. You just get a brisk, cold sound that you don't get anywhere else. I love it for that.
CQC. Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next to the major?
I'm in an American capitalist hellscape. Do you not have to travel in the snow? I mean, occasionally, my work's been pretty good about canceling work whenever there's, you know, snow, so that's good. And I'm lucky enough to have had a cushy job that if they canceled work due to snow, you just got paid. So I know for a lot of people that's not reality, but
Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
I did like the snow for that. All right, we finally get to play for a few seconds. I like that we can't have U.S. involvement, and all of his gear is stamped with U.S. Army, U.S. property. Like, they're trying to mitigate the U.S. involvement, and yet every part of his gear is stamped with U.S. Oh, not let me go back through. I'm pretty sure there's a... No, I can't go. There's a secret somewhere around here. I just gotta remember where. Ah, a snake. We need that. Let's see, do we have... We don't have access to one of the secrets I want to show you yet, but... see. It's been a long time, so I might miss some of them. I don't want to, but I'm pretty sure it has been a long time. There's alligators here. If you go into the mud, so you can actually sink into the mud and die in it. Like if you lay down in the mud, you'll die. And then you've got your alligator friends over here. Put the alligators to sleep. I forget how you, There's a way to kill him and get the alligator meat. I don't remember exactly how, but obviously I'm not doing it right. There we go. Hit him with the knife. The alligator's kicking my butt.
Snake, do you read? Snake!
Major,
Snake, are you all right?
I'm okay.
You're far from okay. Look at your life gauge. You're on your last leg.
I can still...
See?
Snake, this is a solo sneaking mission. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
They've said solo sneaking mission like 50 times, and they just got done explaining to us that
Pull out for now.
there is no
Find a hiding place and get some rest.
backup. And like, no, you don't know what this means, even though we just explained it to you.
Depends on the level of your stamina gauge. So get plenty to eat, then get some rest. You hear me? Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Alright, so let the alligator kick our butt, but didn't unlock the thing I wanted it to. Oh, they're swarming me. They're trying to kill me. They want me dead. Is it over here? There's somewhere around here there is a thing you need to shoot. I don't quite remember where it is, but there's a bunch of hidden frogs, and there's like 60 hidden frogs around the entire game, and you've got to shoot all of the frogs to unlock the stealth suit. Now, we're not going to do that because I'm not going to play through the game multiple times, but if you find all the frogs, you get a special stealth suit, and that's kind of cool. Kick all the snakes. There are also 3 hidden snakes in the game, named after liquid, solid, and gas. So kind of a fun play on you being called Snake. You can find the hidden snakes in the game.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard local.
So the cool thing about the guards in this game that I absolutely love is you can see that guy had a radio. So he's going to call for backup if he sees me, but if you shoot out the radio, then they can't call for backup. And you can also grab them and interrogate them, and they'll give you a special code to drop alarms, which is really cool. You can get dog tags, you can get a whole bunch of stuff off the guards. There's a lot of little hidden fun things with all the guards.
The Major is right. The point of this
Oh, they said it's a stealth mission again. That makes 51 times in the last half hour.
mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer. The Uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the Face option lets you change your face paint.
Yes, the Uniform option lets you select uniform, and the Face option lets you select your face.
Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the Camo Index. The Camo Index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area.
This was a really cool feature when this game came out. It was basically useless, because it was just like, oh, I have to change my camouflage every 30 seconds. I suppose if you're playing the game the correct way and actually trying to sneak and such, it's useful. But it was cool technology at the time, you know? Why would you have to do that? Sneak? If you want the absolute best rating in the game, you have to sneak through it and you can't be spotted and things like that. So, again, if you're playing the game the correct way, you want to do this. You sneak really slow, you change your camouflage, you do everything the right way. Why would you have to change your camouflage? So, you can see my camouflage is only 60% here. So if I go in here, I can put on woodland, and I can change my uniform to tiger stripe, and now you can see I'm more hidden here now. So the higher that number, of course, the more hidden you are, the more sneaky you are, the better you are at not being spotted. So again, if you're playing the right way, you can avoid being seen that way by doing all the things the right way, but I remember it being mostly a useless feature because, we just did everything violently and terribly. I do remember, up here, you can see there's fruit on some of these trees. And you can actually shoot down the fruit and eat the fruits. Let's see. And then if you sneak up on these guys, well, if you do it right, you can interrogate them, but I messed that up, so and that guy's trying to call for backup, so I'm going to interrupt his request for backup. Edgar's here! You've been wanting to try a game like this? You own it on your PS2? Metal Gear is fully worth playing. All the Metal Gears are worth playing. They are all phenomenal. You can combat roll into people and knock them over. Again, if you're doing this the right way, you don't have to worry about all this, but we're not doing this the right way, so someone sees me. Who sees me? That guy sees me. Alright. Alright, so this, if I do this right, I can combat roll them off the bridge, and they instantly die if you do that. see. Oh, I haven't even picked up a ration yet. Alright, everyone's unconscious. This is what we want. So this bridge is really cool, because as you can see, the bridge sways back and forth a little bit as you're walking across it. But if you've got the right gun for it, you can shoot all these ropes out and cut all of these ropes. And then when enemies try and walk across it, they will fall off the bridge and instantly die like that. So it's a really cool little thing you can add to the game by cutting all these ropes and watching people fling themselves off of it. Alright, where'd this guy go? We're going to try this again. And try and sneak up on him. Well, my sneaking skills suck, obviously. The only Metal Gear game I played through was Metal Gear Revengeance, Say What You Will About Me. That's actually the only Metal Gear I didn't really get to play was Revengeance, so I heard it was really good, though. Alright, so we got the gun. So I will do this on my way back, I believe. I will mow down this rope bridge, and then as enemies try to walk across it, they will fling themselves off of it on accident. It's really great and hilarious. You can also push these guys around, and they'll give you stuff. Mushrooms. Revengeance was high-paced, senseless violence, and I enjoyed every second of it. I mean, this game can be fast-paced, senseless violence too. Again, if you're playing it completely wrong.
Abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump. I can't see Sokolov from here. Security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
That's why I loved Rising. Forget the stealth crap, just kill everyone.
They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
So, if we do this right, we're going to unlock the secret dialogue with Sokolov. So we're going to try and be sneaky so that we can get the secret dialogue. So we're going to put that guy to sleep. Put that guy to sleep. I love the just my imagination. He's literally got a dart sticking out of him. Yep, just your imagination that shot a dart into you. That's all it is. Come on, buddy, go to sleep. There we go. Now, we go up and over here. There are mice in here. You can kill and eat the mice if you really want to. Also snakes under here. Where did that guard go, though? We We need to take out that guard to do the thing that I want to do. Okay. So, if you... Up here. So Sokolov's in there. And you can take a food item. Like this anaconda. Oh, how do you do it? I gotta remember. If you put the food in your backpack, you can throw a knocked out snake. Maybe it's because I killed them by kicking them. If you put it to sleep, that's what I did wrong. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix that. If you put them to sleep, you can put the wild animals like in cages. And then with that cage, you can torment people. Let's see. There's one right there. There we go. Okay. So we got the live snake, and it's asleep. So I forgot that kicking snakes kills them. Now we got our pet. And if we line it up just right, we can throw the snake through the window, and you'll get special dialogue from him for throwing a snake at him through the window. You can also use it pretty much everywhere in the game. If you want to torment people, you can throw bees and snakes and stuff on them, so... Oh, come on, that didn't work. Where's our living snake? Here we go. If you can get it right through the window, the snake will pop out, and you get a dialogue, but apparently I'm not getting... Is it a different window? It's been a while. It might be a different window. So we need to go before this guy sees us. But we will shoot him in the foot when he comes out here.
There's nobody here.
Yep, nobody here, just slowly shooting you in the foot. Don't notice that at all.
What's wrong?
Alright, friends saw him. Another snake. Just woke him up. I'm making this way more complicated than it needs to be, but you know. What's the point in playing this game right? There's also something special you can do with the birds. Not these birds up here, but there are other birds later in the game. If you shoot a person, and then have the birds eat someone, you get special dialogue for eating a bird that ate someone, and you get an achievement for being a cannibal. So we're going to try and unlock that as well.
You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Volkin's men? You'll never get it from me.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero.
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being
Cannibal, that's evil. It's the law of the jungle. We're on a stealth mission, so everything is permitted.
A man of his word. But we've got no time for this. You have to
There's also a really fun boss where you have to face every person that you've killed in the game. So if you haven't killed anyone, then
the West know.
hey, easy boss. But depending on how you killed the people, they come at you in different ways. So if you break a lot of necks, you know, they'll come crawling at you with broken necks. If you slice their throats, they'll have blood shooting out of their throats.
Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis,
A lot of interesting things.
been pursuing a policy
Went to our church's trunk or treat yesterday, which was held in the hall due to rain. It was so cute they had a fire truck come. Oh, that's wonderful.
authorities. Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But
That's cool to have a fire truck come. That's really exciting for kids.
precarious position. And
Last year for our trunk or treat, I brought out a battery and I plugged in a cauldron that bubbled up and made little fake fog. And that there was one other, there was a Day of the Dead float that someone did. They like filled their entire back of their truck with candy and marigolds, and they were like a really cool, well decorated thing. So some people go all out for the trunk or treats, and it's really good to see. But unfortunately, a lot of it's just like, here's a candy, now go away. You know, it's kind of boring, kind of lame, but I understand there's cost and time involved with all of that, right?
OKB 812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him.
Let's see here.
Seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power. The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
then the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need
We're gonna get in just a few moments one of the best cutscenes in the game, where you meet Revolver Ocelot for the first time, who is a major character throughout lots of the games. So, but this is like this is the first mission, so this is where you first meet him.
Volgin will come. I'm sure of it. You must get me out of here before then.
Leave it to me.
That's all he did too, because then he ditched me to go socialize, and I had to talk to strangers by myself.
Your Russian is
I don't know what you're talking about, Emmy. I sat next to you at the trunk or treat.
learn to speak it.
Kiddo woke up from his nap today, sat up and said, "Choo choo, I train."
That's so.
He trained like a trainer, or choo choo like he's Choo Choo Charles. The two vastly different things. Pokemon trainer, cool.
I have
Choo Choo Charles, a little scary. I was with Choke most of the time? I don't recall it happening that way. I recall talking to Chuck for like 5 minutes and then hanging out with you at the car. Plus your family was there. You had Lizzie to keep you safe, didn't you?
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokol off to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
I managed to get past them.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
Lizzie's 20 pounds.
Just
You
hurry up.
strangers. Alright, this scene. Love this cutscene. It also has the cringiest moment, I think, in Metal Gear history. I love his fake little kung fu, like he's gonna do anything if he gets attacked. I like how the Russian guards speak perfect English.
Huh? We meet at last.
This is so lame. The little twirling of the gun.
From the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz.
Huh.
What's a GRU soldier doing here?
Soldier?
He's the Ocelot commander.
That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
All Russian guards speak perfect English. Exactly. Especially during the Cold War.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
This. Wait for it. Wait for it. Brutality. Oh, it's somewhere in here. It's been a little while, but it's coming.
Say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the GRU. Sokolov, take cover. Huh. You're not the boss, are you?
That's meowing to summon his guards is just
Crew operatives?
absolutely amazing. Peak writing.
Dance.
I'm in trouble. Meow.
That gun. If you're not the boss, then die.
Major!
Leave it! Shoot the other one! Whoa!
All the action you need right here. You get a dart. You get a dart. Everybody gets a dart. So you can actually get a special game over scene here if you kill him,
Bullet by hand, didn't you?
then you will get
But testing a technique you've only heard about.
a special time paradox game over.
Asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. you tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
And thus, Revolver Ocelot was born.
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good. Pretty good.
So dramatic. Pretty good. The writing in this game is just phenomenal.
Major, do you read me?
I read you. Snake, you all right?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
Even hotter than Cuba.
Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
Alright, so everyone's unconscious here. So you can actually shoot him to put him to sleep, which has no bearing on the game. You can even kick him. But, if I go in here and get my special big gun out, and pump him full of lead, problem solved. Series over. Ocelot is dead.
Snake, what have you done?
I changed the future. And if you wait here long enough, Ocelot is dead will change into Time Paradox. So, yeah. You can end the entire game series right there. Super easy way to fix the problems. Just take out Ocelot right there. Problem solved. So we just took out all those guards because we're super cool spy. I'd be fulfilled with that. That's it. Speedrun. We beat the game. We beat 5 games in an hour and a half. We're the best speedrunners of all time.
They're coming for me. I'm finished.
Calm down. I'll get you out of here, I promise.
No more Ocelot. Exactly.
Look,
Metal Gear.
That's what they were making you build.
yes, the Shagohod, the dreaded behemoth, a tank capable of launching nuclear IRBM.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain.
Oh yes, and without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo. Is that thing finished?
That can also just so happen to be soloed by one man.
Of phase 1.
Truly a marvel of technology.
Fully finished until we complete phase 2.
Phase 2.
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War.
Yes.
This is also something that they point out. This happens in Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, and it continued in 3. Snake answers absolutely everything with a question. It's just ridiculous. Like, the end of the Cold War. A world war. Like, he almost always answers everything with a question to the point of ridiculousness.
They cannot complete it without my help.
Got it. Let's go.
Crossing a long bridge. What could possibly go wrong? Crossing the long, ominous bridge. The suspense. I jinxed it. I did. I ruined the story.
Boss?
I'm pretty sure the bridge cannot support the weight of what he just did.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
Take it easy, Dexter. We'll see you next time. You're gonna miss the important story if you turn it off now.
Hornets?
Bees?
My friends, let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
The betrayal. No one saw that coming.
You once more.
How could our most trusted advisor who randomly disappeared
Back,
ever betray us?
boss.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself.
Russia. Cobra!
In blood.
I'm pretty sure that song hasn't been written yet at this time period. The It's Raining Blood. Also, that doesn't look like blood. So... this part I've never understood. Why he's just randomly walking up to you going, Kuwabara, Kuwabara, Kuwabara! I don't know. Maybe I just don't know what Kuwabara means, but... it seems kind of totally random.
Scene.
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
Boss, what is this?
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads. These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples? Are we taking him with us?
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras.
The Cobras.
He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
What are you talking about?
Think you can pull the trigger?
Could solve the game right there, too, if we did that. I do love that scene where she takes apart your gun while pushing you back. Pretty excellent.
He's seen my face. can't let him live.
Elbow's just casually bent the wrong way.
He must die.
Wait. He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him. Jack, you can't come with us.
What a meanie. We get revenge later, don't worry. But we don't have the emotion of a soldier yet. And as she said, that's the most important thing. Not skill or technique, but the emotion. The spirit. Could you imagine being in the voice studio right there and you're like, okay, we're going to run lines today, Snake. We need you to make the sound of being thrown off of a bridge after having your elbow snap the wrong direction. And that's the noise he came up with.
Are we done here?
Now, onto Sokolov's research facility.
Shagohod is ours.
Metal Gear. Snake. Snake. Snake!
Drift away. My place is with them now.
Yeah, land the helicopter on the bridge. That's probably a good idea.
Snake, can you hear me?
Yeah. Just barely.
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move?
See, how do they know that? If they're just monitoring by radar, how do they know from a radar that his arm just got snapped and he got thrown off of a bridge? Like, what kind of 1960s radar tells you when someone's arm is snapped?
Stay with me. I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
Major. The boss. She's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got to get you patched up.
Okay, here we go. First, open the survival viewer with the start button. If you select cure, you can start the treatment.
The cure.
It's divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button and surgical treatment using the
I absolutely love this system because you can choose to do surgery so terribly wrong and be like, oh no, my arm's broken. What do? You just stick a cigar in it. Yeah, that's surgery right there.
Move the healing cursor with the left stick to the affected part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area, hold the weapon window button and use the left stick to select the medical item and then press the enter button. With this method, you can use items to help your recovery process. To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with a fastener and then wrap it in bandages. That should do it. For lacerations, you'll need disinfectant to clean the wound, sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of blood, and bandages to wrap the wound. If you do everything I mentioned, the wound should heal completely.
They mentioned wounds not healing completely, and that's absolutely true. One of the bosses you fight shoots a crossbow at you, and if you don't remove the thing, you'll see the crossbow bolt is still stuck in you. You'll see like the arrow, they'll heal over there. So, time for surgery. Yay! We got a cut. So, you know, we're gonna disinfect the cut, and then we're gonna suture it, styptic it, and then bandage. Curing all the wounds. Broken bone, we need a splint and a bandage. Splint. You sure? I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to put a bandage. Oh, I put the wrong one on there. Whoop. We'll just casually do things out of order. This scene was pretty awesome for its time, too. Put the bit in your mouth. Probably hurts a little bit. Just a little bit of pain here and there. Probably just need like an aspirin or something. Now, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure a bandana that was tied around her forehead wouldn't fit as a sling from your arm to around your neck. I'm pretty sure her forehead is not that big. Just a thought. I'm fairly certain that's inaccurate. That 5 or 6 gunships from back in the day could lift that giant monster up. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not factually correct. Especially since those are made for, you know, firing missiles in combat and not lifting things, so...
Excellent. A great success.
Great success.
Cobras. I have both Sokolov and the Shagohod.
What are we going to do with the girl?
Who is she?
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear.
This scene's so ridiculous.
A kiss of death.
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her. She has spunk.
Shall we take her back to the base?
Perhaps we should. We have no further use for Sokolov's research facility. I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
Yeah, you've only got one recoilless nuclear warhead. Just
Even if they are our
fire the only one you have off, sure.
The trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Remember the Alamo.
Colonel!
You're gonna nuke Russia. Remember the Alamo. Yes, that is a coherent sentence. Well done. Also, like, we just walked 10 feet from his facility, so I'm fairly certain Snake is dead right there. Or at least a walking Geiger counter, you know, the click, 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 click thingy. Like, your cells are fried, dude. Game over. What medical stuff can I do for getting hit by a nuclear bomb? Like, alright, I think that is a good stopping place because I gotta go get Emmy from work.
So how does it feel to be
Oh well, apparently I was accidentally skipping the I thought I was pausing, but
Never get better with them assaulting me day and night with their questions.
apparently that was not pausing like I thought it would, so
Like an interrogation.
let's try and get that to pause, and we will do our ending stuff as always, our prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, today we pray for forgiveness for all souls, all those souls who need your mercy, all those souls who are seeking you, unrepentant souls and souls who are lost in sin but need you, Lord. Please, we beg for forgiveness for all souls, all people, Lord, to come closer to you. We pray for those who are struggling with the cold weather coming in, who don't have food and shelter. Lord, please provide for them. We pray for those who are still struggling with the losses that came from the mass shootings. Lord, help those souls. And finally, we pray for those souls in purgatory, those souls who have no one left to pray for themselves. Lord, help them. Well, that's it for me today. I probably will be streaming tomorrow. That is the plan, but I'm kind of behind on a few of my chores, so I do need to come home and wash some dishes and do some other stuff first. So we'll see if I actually get around to streaming. I want to. We'll continue Metal Gear tomorrow. Have a blessed evening, everyone, and we will see you again soon.